Hello and welcome to the first episode of Harmonious Psychology Solutions Menopause series. This first episode will be an introduction to how this series will work and will give you an idea of the rest of the episodes. All of the episodes are presented by me. I'm Daisy and I work with Harmonious Psychology Solutions. So how will this series work? This series will consist of 12 videos, all of which will contain different topics of information within menopause. You can watch them in order or you can skip the ones that specifically interest you, if there's something specific that you would like help with. We do, however, suggest that you watch all of the episodes, as there is always something for everyone to learn from in each episode. So as I said before, there are 12 episodes in this menopause series. The first is an introduction to menopause, which is what you are listening to right now. This episode will also give you a little bit of general information about menopause. Then we will move on to hormones during menopause, which will explain how all the different changes in hormones affect the symptoms. The third episode will be sleep and energy, where we will talk about how menopause affects your sleep and energy levels and how you can fix this. Episode 4 is pain and mobility, so we will talk about how menopause can increase pain and cause problems with mobility, and we'll show you methods of how you can fix this. Episode 5, cognition, will talk about the cognitive changes in menopause and what we can do to overcome them. Episodes 6 and 7 are both about mental health, and they are split into 2 parts because this is such a huge topic within menopause. We'll talk about all of the conditions that can be caused by menopause and all of the conditions that pre-exist and can be exacerbated by menopause. We also recommend some ways for you to get help. Episode 8 is all about different problems with the eyes, ears, hair, and skin, which can be affected by menopause. And again, we can offer you some solutions to deal with these changes. Episodes 9 and 10 are another big topic within menopause. These are health conditions associated with menopause, so this is split into 2 episodes, and we will offer you help with these conditions. In episode 11, we offer you several different viewpoints from different experts in menopause, because we appreciate that there is a lot of conflicting information in the menopause literature, so we offer you different opinions within this episode so that you can make an informed choice on which information you agree with. And finally, episode 12 is about how we could discuss menopause with others, to explain how you are feeling and what you are struggling with, and what others can do to help and support you. You may be wondering, how does this series actually help me? Well, one thing that we really stand by at Harmonious Psychology Solutions is that knowledge is power. We want you to be able to make informed choices about treatments. We want you to know that what you are going through is completely normal and that there are things that you can do for yourself to help yourself through the process. Many find that learning about menopause is comforting as it removes aspects of the unknown. By learning about menopause, you will know what to expect and can have an action plan in place to deal with these problems before they happen. So now that we have got through the introduction to the series, let's actually talk about menopause. So what is menopause? Menopause is when a woman's periods stop and she is no longer able to get pregnant naturally. This is a natural process in a woman's life, which usually occurs between 45 and 55, but can occur at any age. Menopause is caused by the decrease of hormones such as estrogen and progesterone, which are produced in the ovaries, so are considered female hormones. But menopause can also occur after a hysterectomy due to the ovaries and the womb being removed during this surgery. There are 3 stages of menopause. The first is perimenopause. This is when the hormone levels first start to decrease and the periods start to change. You may also miss periods, and many of the symptoms that are associated with menopause start during perimenopause. The second stage of menopause is just called menopause, and this is where there has been no period for 1 year straight. It can take several years to get through perimenopause and into menopause. This is because each time you get a period, our counting of the year must start again. The last stage of menopause is postmenopause. This is the day after menopause occurs, so the day after you have not had a period for a whole year. And this lasts for the rest of your life. During this stage, some people still get symptoms, but the symptoms will not last for the rest of your life. So let's look at some statistics about menopause. Looking at statistics can help us to realize that we are not alone in our struggles, and this can be quite comforting. There are 13 million women going through menopause right now. That's 13 million people today having some sort of the same symptoms as you and feeling the same way you do. 80% of women with menopause are still in work and have a job, and 90% of these women with menopause have symptoms that have affected them at work. This means that over 9 million women are being affected negatively by their menopause symptoms to the point where it affects their job right now. Now let's look at someone's personal experience to help us really relate to these women. This is a story from Claire, aged 46, and this is her experience of menopause. She said, looking back, I can now say I started noticing a change in my late 30s, but it took me until I was 44 to go to the doctors and find out what was going on. I thought that menopause was something that happened when you are much older. When I was around 42 to 43, my symptoms were starting to interfere with my sleep, work, and recreation. I had several years where I suffered with migraines, flooding, mood swings, night sweats, and irregular periods. I would have hot flashes from around 3 a.m. until I got up. And because my sleep was broken, I felt very tired during the day, and my mood was very interchangeable too. I would go from being in tears to being full of rage. Thankfully, I'm now symptom-free for 12 months. This is a great example of the struggles of menopause, but it really shows that there is life on the other side. Thank you for listening, and please join me in our next episode where we explain the hormone changes during menopause and how they affect your body.